Do you know what I feel like, folks? While I'm fixing this camera, keeps on screwing around with me like, okay, put it back in the right spot. Um, Let everybody get in here and then I'll start talking. Let's see. Yeah, we are being played. We're being played like a fiddle. Well, fiddle faddle. Trying to get this dang camera right so we can see where we're at here. You ever heard of the saying that they're playing chess on a chessboard and you're the pawn? I really feel like that's what's happening to us. And I never believed in it because I never played chess. I was always into checkers. But guys, I've got some news. Boy, do I have some news. We're gonna come to the San Diego. No damage has been reported yet. Thank God. Maybe that was just a warning saying, "Hey, the big one's coming." But I want y'all to hear something. Scared to do it. Maybe not. Maybe that's not a good idea. Just found out they're going to recall Hungry Man. They're recalling all kinds of foods because they're running out of food. I thought you might want to know that. Emergency broadcast system. InfoWars has been banned from Facebook, which we've seen that coming. We told you it was coming. Former Birmingham police officer has been arrested for having sex with one of the prison mates. Prison escapee has been arrested. 3 of them from Calhoun County did escape from Calhoun County and then now they got them back. So that's good news. But come on, where did it go? Gosh, where's it at? Really? Did it just go into? I don't know what it did, but one person. All right. Maybe they got tired of the real news and they wanted to go back to the fake news so they won't see what's coming. I don't know. I had something set up for y'all, and I don't know what's going on with this thing. Unless their videos are disappearing left and right. It's not even in my set no more. That's crazy. This is crazy, folks. They're deleting our videos left and right. I had news to show y'all, and whammo, it's gone. Oh. Kidding me? There's only one person. Wow. If you see the screen, please hit like and tell me if you can see it good. I don't want it to be dirty. Once again. All right. Hey, Roy. I'm all about your real news. Thank you. Well, I think we all need to work together. I mean, Patrick Swayze tried to warn us. This is crazy. Our news is coming up missing. Let's see what else is up here. What's going on? Yeah. I want y'all to hear this one. This is blowing me away. Obama's been sitting with the FEMA has ordered 16,000 guillotines. Whew, that's a lot of them. That's a lot of head cutting there.
Hello.
Yeah, I want y'all to hear this until I find out what's going on with the other videos. But San Diego, holy crap. All right, enjoy. And I'll show you my, by the way, the creations that I've got that I created myself was Luna, Mandy Rose, Maria, and Maxine. So enjoy.
Hello, everyone, and good afternoon. Mike from the Viewer News and Someone'sBones.com. First, a reminder, we will be doing a live broadcast tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So set your watches and please join us then for a fantastic conversation. In the meantime, I have a short article I would like to read. It'll just take 3 or 4 minutes. As people know, I like to keep things short. I don't like to waste words or people's times. I don't write audaciously, but never use 1,000 words to say what you can say in 500 words effectively. A great rule for people out there aspiring to write. On with the article. FEMA orders 16,000 guillotine blades from Mexico, and I will read. While President Trump inspected prototype border walls near San Diego, FEMA agents traveled to Juarez, where they discreetly ordered thousands of guillotine blades from a Mexican metal manufacturer 2 miles south of the border, says an active FEMA agent speaking under condition of anonymity. The purchase order, he said, omitted the word guillotine, but specifically requested 16,000 shearing blades, each one 30 inches by a quarter inch by 15 inches, with a razor-sharp edge ground at a 17-degree angle, constructed of solid plate monosteel. The exact composition and dimensions of guillotine blades currently stored at FEMA camps nationwide. Our source said the shop owner, Jose Lopez of, I'm redacting the name of the company for now, I'll explain why afterwards, accepted the deal only after the lead FEMA agent paid up front and promised not to retaliate if the blades dulled from overuse. The request stipulated the blades be manufactured ASAP. Unmarked 18-wheelers would pick up finished product at regular intervals until the entire order was fulfilled. FEMA sought foreign assistance, our source said, because using American manufacturers would generate an identifiable paper trail linking the agency to the purchase. Mexican business ethics are less stringent and do not require extensive paperwork. A money exchange and a handshake seals the deal. I quote our source. The agency is very careful in procuring equipment to be used against civilians. They want to avoid both public and congressional scrutiny. The guillotines were purchased in China, the blades in Mexico, and other locations. We spread things out. Makes it harder to trace exactly what's being purchased, just in case. Asked how FEMA crosses the border, he said the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol Agency receives instructions to overlook FEMA vehicles that exit or enter the United States. Problems happen, he added, when FEMA convoys encounter Mexican federal police or drug cartels. Issues are usually resolved with a bribe or bullets. The current order of guillotine blades, he said, is slated for potential hotspots, primarily zones 6, 7, and 8, areas FEMA expects the most resistance when martial law is declared. Once affixed to the guillotine chassis, the razor-sharp blades will decapitate unruly, law-abiding citizens who have been herded like cattle into FEMA internment camps. Guillotines are more effective than bullets at enforcing cooperation. I quote him again. FEMA has conducted beta tests on this matter. A crowd of people is more frightened than seeing a person's head cut off than seeing him placed before a firing squad. How do they know this? Well, all I'll say is during Hurricane Harvey, many people, mostly homeless, disappeared. Where do you think they went? He asked. Asked if President Trump sanctioned guillotine purchases or the aforementioned actions, he said Trump is probably oblivious to what is really happening to the nation. FEMA is autonomous and answers to neither the president nor any executive body. It is immune to congressional review or oversight committees. When probed for information on the martial law timetable, our source said he had no idea when FEMA would manipulate the president to sign the order, but added that FEMA has been preparing since the early 1990s and is ready to swoop into action at a moment's notice. And that concludes the short
Wow.
article I wanted to read today.
That's
The
big,
reason
guys.
I'm redacting the name of the company
So
is that
they're saying Trump don't even know what's going on. That is blowing me away, folks. Holy crap. That's getting scary, folks. I don't know how to explain it. This is absolutely getting scary. Folks, y'all really need to wake up and quit watching these big YouTube channels that's pretty much laying you to waste. They're not getting paid anymore either, is what I heard. YouTube is screwing them over, and if you not hear the cry for all these big YouTube channels, they're asking for you to buy one of their shirts or their tea or their food or whatever. I got news for you. If you don't have 2 years, at least 2 years of food, you're not going to survive it. This is it. This is interesting. I think it's hilarious because I told Amy that this was going to happen. Emergency broadcast. InfoWars banned from the internet. Check this out.
Owen Schroyer here for Infowars.com. It is 6:05 local here in Austin, Texas. And yesterday, the Alex Jones show, the Alex Jones channel on YouTube, was banned from going live. The War Room channel was also banned from going live. Now, we have a bunch of satellite channels out there that were able to go live until today. Now, any live YouTube broadcast on YouTube is totally banned. But what you're looking at here is actually Facebook's ban. So now Facebook has banned InfoWars from doing live broadcasts on Facebook. So that's what you're looking at here. Now, this is actually critical information because Mike Adams wrote a report, the grand plan for internet censorship, that made it to Trump's desk, that made it to Trump's cabinet. Now they've read it, they saw all the information. Paul Joseph Watson made it go viral with a story on Infowars.com. So now what you're seeing is on the heels of this, on the heels of our information, our pertinent information getting to Trump's desk, they're now censoring us because we're too effective. So we can't broadcast live on YouTube, and now we can't broadcast live on Facebook. Twitter will probably come next, but we haven't gotten hit with that yet. We're expecting that to happen next. So amazingly, though, you have Facebook having one of the worst days ever. It may go down as the worst day ever in the history of stock market. Facebook losing over $100 billion today in the stock market, totally tanking their stock. Zuckerberg losing up to $20 million himself, 20% collapse in their stock. It's only going to go down. So you've got that going on. You've got President Trump announcing that he's going to look into the shadow banning and look into the discrimination that's happening on Twitter. So that's about to go down thanks to our report from Mike Adams that made it to his desk. And now you have Facebook, which has already been caught red-handed, censoring conservatives, censoring Diamond and Silk. It's all been reported. It's all been documented. Now they've stopped us from going live. Why are they doing this? Why are they in such a panic? Why is our information forbidden for the American public to see? Oh, because it's effective, because it's beating them. So this is only going to prove to be providential, ladies and gentlemen, but this is an emergency. Now, we can make this about InfoWars, but this is not just about InfoWars. This is about free speech. This is about anybody who wants to have a YouTube channel. This is about anybody who wants to have a Facebook account and wants to put their opinions out there without getting shut down. Now you don't have that. Now you don't have that. They will shut you down if you don't go along with their political speech. So just think about the implications of what that means for the future of free speech in America, and think about what happens next as President Trump and members of his administration like Brad Parscale are well aware of what's going on Twitter. So is President Trump serious about looking into the discriminatory practices by social media? If so, it's game over for them. Is that why Facebook stock tanked today? Is that why YouTube and Facebook are both banning us from going live? Is Twitter next being caught with their shadow banning? So this is all happening. So ladies and gentlemen, people tell me all day, where do I find InfoWars Live? Can't find them on YouTube. Can't find them on Facebook. Well, we're still on Twitter, but who knows how long that's going to last. So here's what you can do. Go download our new app. They're banning us from any other platform. The only platform we can exist on is our own proprietary platforms, the official InfoWars app. So this is not just a plug for the app. This is letting you know you can't find us live anywhere else anymore except our own app. So if you want to see the Alex Jones Show live, if you want to see the War Room live with myself and Roger Stone, if you want to see David Knight in the morning with the Real News live, you have to go to the InfoWars official app because we're banned on all social media and it's only going to get worse. So they're in a total panic. But Trump is aware of this. More people are getting aware of this, and other conservatives are starting to see the ban hitting them as well. So this is only going to backfire. The stocks are going to continue to tank. Facebook and Twitter are losing thousands of members. The Democrats are being caught with their bots. It's not Russian bots. There may be Russian bots out there, but it's Democrat bots that have been caught on Twitter tweeting out the exact same tweets thousands of times with the exact same hashtags. So they've been caught using their bots. They've been caught censoring. Now they're trying to shut us down because we're the only people that report on it. So again, we've already been banned on YouTube. Can't go live. Now it's Facebook. Twitter's next. So this is what they're doing. They're trying to block you from getting this important information. They're trying to block you from getting the truth. They're trying to block you from getting the tip of the spear when it comes to true news and breaking information. So now all we have...
I just have a side note. Went to the App Store to download the app, make sure I had the news version, and CNN paid ad right on top.
Oh,
diversionary advertising.
Oh, yeah, because just like CNN pays to get in airports, just like CNN pays to get in gymnasiums and hotels and schools, now they're paying to get their app above the InfoWars app. Oh, that's so nice, CNN, but they're still going to lose, so it doesn't matter. So, folks, again, this is a First Amendment emergency, and we've been telling you this is coming. So here we are, proven right again. This is a First Amendment emergency for everyone, not just InfoWars. But for us, it's an emergency because we still need to get our message out there, and they're not going to let us on the internet much longer, folks. So Trump is looking into this. But in the meantime, if you look for our live broadcast, you can only find it on the official InfoWars app. So go download the official InfoWars app. They're banning us on YouTube, banning us on Facebook. This is not just rhetoric. It's happening in real time. So stand up for the First Amendment. Stand up for free speech. Don't let the tech left run by the anti-American left stymie free speech in this country. It's time to stand together for free speech. For Infowars.com, this is Owen Schroyer.
Well, some of their stuff is good, but I'm telling you right now, it ain't just InfoWars, guys. And I've been trying to tell you this. A bunch of stations are going down. Obama's ICANN is attacking. And by the way, don't adjust your set. I made the screen look like pixels, like 1980s pro wrestling, Nintendo or Atari kind of situation. But no, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't like some of Alex Jones' stuff. Some of it I do, and some of it I don't. But it ain't about just Alex Jones. It's all of us. I've been hacked. I've been shut down on Facebook 14 times from telling the truth. They don't like me. They don't like the truth. The begging. I don't know. All I know is we're getting screwed over, guys. And I warned everybody. October the 1st, 2016, that our internet was going to be taken to the EU. None other than George Soros. Alex Soros owns the internet now. And this is another story that just come out. If you have not heard, there's been a lot of food recalls. Hungry Man is the newest one. Hungry Man freezing dinners are disappearing off the shelves. And I'll tell you why. They're not telling you the truth, and I'll tell you what it is. We're running out of food because the truth hurts to them. Yeah. They enjoy lying to people. So they're like, wait a minute, we need to shut off the internet. They're doing too much. They're scaring us. We can't get our UN in the right place to kill everybody. They seen what happened in Harvey and all this. Yeah, we see it. And we're going to do something about it. There's nothing they can do about it either. But I'm telling you right now, California, you need to get out now. the moon will be here tomorrow. A couple more hours. The moon's going to be blood red. The blood red supersonic moon is the sign, folks. I heard that Trump is not going to do anything. He's not going to fix the Facebook. He's not going to fix the YouTube. He's not going to fix nothing. He wants you dead. Okay? Trump and Obama, Bush and the Clintons want you dead. And you know what I think? I want them dead. That's the way I look at it. They want to come after us. They got a war. They got a war. 40 years of shit coming down the freaking pike, and people were just like, oh, let's watch the Super Bowl, or hey, let's go watch another movie or something. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. You don't get your shit together, you got 5 months until gun confiscation really hits you. And guess what 5 months that is, guys? December. What's happening next month? Obama's Day. Could he come back Obama Day? Only time will tell. But I will tell you this. Every movie that I have been watching with the catastrophes has been an African American president. No, I don't think it's Ben Carson. If it's Ben Carson, I'll be shocked. Ben Carson is in the he went from, didn't he go to a Democrat to Republican? He went from losing to joining the Trump train. And then you had Cruz leaving his deal and going to work for Trump. It's like if you can't win, join them. I don't think you should join them. If you join them, then you might as well say you're going to die later on, because that's like the way they did the what was it called? All I know is right now, folks, we're in big trouble, and this is probably the scariest thing. Here it is, more news. World's third richest man learns who is in charge. The New World Order has taken over Facebook, in which it's been going on. What am I saying? All right, here we go. Check this out. Listen to this.
The Drudge Report has linked over to a Daily Mail article that's talking about Donald Trump's tweet today about shadow banning. Trump warns Twitter it will be investigated for shadow banning conservatives, as he calls practice of depressing their exposure discriminatory and illegal. And here is the tweet that he put out. Twitter shadow banning prominent Republicans, not good. We will look into this discriminatory and illegal practice at once. Many complaints. But for those that are on any social media, you know that it isn't just Twitter that does the shadow banning. Facebook does it. Facebook does it a lot. And that is one of the reasons that Facebook right now is getting slammed. Absolutely slammed. Facebook's $100 billion plus rout is the biggest loss in stock market history. Facebook's
let's stop for a minute. You mean FBI book?
Drops Zuckerberg down the billionaire ranks behind a guy many Americans may not know, and it goes on. This is just, it's being covered a whole lot. Housing market slowing down. So there's a whole lot here about this. Facebook is facing the music. They are having to deal with the fallout of years of this kind of practice. So it's not just Twitter. In fact, it happens on YouTube quite a bit. And I'll show you an example here of this happening on YouTube. This is the video that I put up last night. I live streamed Government Mind Control Technology is Real. You can see that as of this recording, I've got about 11,000 views, about 1,000 likes, And the comment that I had pinned, the one that appears at the very top that everybody should see if they go to the comment section, is this one. I just said thanks to those that made a donation, and I listed out the people's names and also thanked the moderators that helped out. Now, given that this is the very top comment, the number one that everybody should see, I ought to have a whole bunch of likes on that comment and some replies. But if you go down, for example, to the next comment, Zionism is the root of all problems, 37 likes, 10 replies. This one here, 19 likes, 9 replies, 18 and 2, 25 and 11, 19 and 2, 16. There ought to be a couple of likes on this. So the fact that nobody is clicking like on my comment and nobody's replying to it tells me that I'm probably shadow banned, that my profile, even on my own channel.
It is. We are being shadow banned, but I'm telling you right now, I'm still getting a bunch of likes. I can see my likes. I see a bunch of likes on my YouTube and my emails and everything, but y'all can't see that. Y'all think that, hey, this guy's he sucks. He's not getting a lot of likes. I promise you I am. I've been getting likes for 3 or 4 years now. So, I mean, it doesn't matter if you like me or not. All I know is the truth's coming out, and some of y'all don't like it. The 3 that did not like my video a while ago must be wanting to die. I'm just saying. See, I'm not like all these other YouTube channels. I'm going to tell you straight up. I'm Tony Stewart, and I'm going to bust your ass.
Comments being hidden. So what I'm going to do is come up here and switch my account over to my Jake333 account. So let me go back to the same video, and I'll click like on my video. So I'm now logged in as Jake333, and as you see, that comment by Blackstone Intelligence is not there. The others are here, all in the same order as before, but my comment posted by my own channel name is missing. And I've got another account that I'll switch.
It's like they hired Chris Angel and did some mind freaks to our fucking internet YouTube subscriptions and everything. I've got a bunch of subscribers. A bunch. And I don't know where they come from. They come out of nowhere. And some people are like, you only got 300 subscribers. No, I don't, you jackass. I've got over 300,000 subscribers. That's what people don't see. They're just seeing what y'all are seeing on the screen, and it's hilarious. And it's making me laugh because I'm like, damn, I had no idea how many people cared. But I really appreciate it. Seriously.
Over to here. One that I have had for years, but I don't really use for anything. Same thing. You come here, you don't see my own comment. And if we scroll through, all the way through every single comment on the channel, or on this video, that comment by Blackstone Intelligence does not show.
I know they're blind. And the funny thing is, do you realize how many people have subscribed to me from my, I don't know. I've got like 4 Facebooks, and every one of them has subscribed to me. Every one of them. Every one of them knows what I'm doing, how I'm doing it. A lot of them went to school with me. A lot of them my employees. Some of them that has come to me for massages and entertainment. And I'm from Sloss Fright Furnace, so they call me like an actor, so they want my autograph and stuff like that. So it's I'm getting a lot of people from there. Former workers that I worked with in the past at my other jobs. I mean, people just don't know. I know people around the world, race car drivers, wrestlers, football players, WWE superstars that comes to UAB that comes to us down here. So, I mean, people don't understand how many people I know. And I hate to say it, I'm good friends with some of the NASCAR drivers and race car drivers and wrestlers and stuff like that. So, yeah. What's your active profile? My active one right now, I've got 2 of them. Dale Jr. Jackson and Andrew Jackson. One of them is Birmingham, Alabama, and the other one is Calera, Alabama. My profiles right now is my face with a hat backwards. And then another profile will have the earthquake. So one of them, because the earthquake's coming, guys, and it's going to be a hydrogen bomb that's going to blow you off to the other side of the mount.
Up anywhere, all the way down to the bottom. I've tried this with a couple different accounts. So even on my own channel, I am shadow banned. Shadow ban means you think that you have posted. You look at it, it looks good to me on my side, on the Blackstone Intel, the comments there, it shows up, but nobody else is seeing it. So for a lot of you that are saying, hey, why isn't anybody ever responding to my comments? It's because you're probably shadow banned.
Yeah.
Now, this doesn't happen to all of them. I have noticed that some of the replies that I have given to some people, and that's the end. I've reached the end of the comments. So it's not there. Not there anywhere. Some of the
Well, the only way you come on my Facebook, Roy, you can if you friend me, you got to have a face, a city, and a state. You got to be real. If you don't look real, I'm not gonna accept you, because we're tired of the hackers and the liars and the stuff that's happening right now. But if you want to just follow me, just hit follow first, and you'll get all the updates on my YouTube that will come up right off the bat. And that's what's been happening. And I will show you some free shows on my Facebook of some of the stuff that's been happening. Like in the middle of the night, I don't even feel like getting on YouTube because it takes forever just to edit stuff. I just go to Facebook and show them the breaking news on the earthquakes, the volcanoes. Guys, if you haven't heard, we do have a storm brewing in the Gulf. I don't know if that's Debbie or Fred. I don't know which one it is. All I know is we're in the D's, and there's a hurricane. It's developing right now in the Gulf. I don't know which way it's going yet either, and I'm watching. But so am I going to find out, Roy? Is that your name, Roy Jr. Pulaski Jr.? Sounds good. But yeah, we'll get to that.
replies that I've given to people show up, but my own comments don't show up. That is shadow banning, and that is what people are so upset about. So anyway, Facebook founder and CEO Mark Zuckerberg is really taking it on the chin. Today he lost over I think it was about $20 billion in personal wealth, largely because he owns...
Look, Zuckerberg is a CIA. He works for the CIA. I don't know if y'all knew that or not. I'm sure y'all know now. But he was getting paid by the Clintons and the Bushes and all them, the United States government. And that's how he got paid. The reason you got a Facebook for free is if you delete your Facebook, you're still there. So Facebook owns your ass. It doesn't matter if you go anywhere or not. So just thought you might want to know that, ladies and gentlemen. I know there's a lot of ladies out here that have subscribed to me. And I found this out. If you got pictures and everything on your profile or on your Facebook, like it, some people can hack your Facebook and know right where you're at. Thought you might want to know that, women. And the women that's showing your kids on Facebook, you're just letting them pedophile get to you. That's all I got to say. Welcome to Freddy Krueger Jr.'s all over Facebook, because when Craigslist closed, here comes the freaks. Just thought you might want to know that.
About 60% of Facebook. So So he's in hot water. But let's be honest. Let's really talk about why Zuckerberg is facing this. Why suddenly is Facebook taking such a huge loss? Of course, the earnings report was published.
I'll tell you why. Facebook is in California, and so is YouTube, and they know that they're about to go into water, and they don't give a shit anymore. They don't care anymore. And on top of that, you got ICANN taking over the internet. That's been taking over the internet for the last 2 years. That's why our internet is going to shit. And Barack Hussein Obama signed the executive order on it. You know, it's funny that everybody is not on Obama's bandwagon anymore since he took people's food stamps and jobs and stuff like that. But I'm going to tell you right now, it's not just Obama that's doing this either. It's every president. And I thought y'all all might need to know that. And it looks like my creation, Maria, won. But seriously, remember what I just said. Everything is in play on purpose. Okay, Roy.
They wasn't as good as what some had hoped, but that by itself does not
Where you from, Roy? So I know who I'm looking for on my profile, on the profile.
explain. I'll tell you what's going on here. Facebook shareholders try to fire Mark Zuckerberg.
Never mind. I think you said you were from Tennessee. I just got a bad memory. Sorry.
Is what's going on. Investment company Trillium Asset Management. They filed a proposal on Wednesday to try and kick Zuckerberg out as the chairman of Facebook. So you've got Trillium Asset Management, which owns a huge chunk of Facebook. They have proposed getting rid of him as the chairman. The question is why? Why?
Well, yeah. But I'm real good at checkers, and I'm 7-time champion in 8-ball pool, shooting pool. So they want to play, that's fine. We can play the 8-ball tournament, and I'll knock the 8-ball right in the freaking corner pocket.
Take a look. Trillium Asset Management is the CEO is Matthew Patsky. He started out at Lehman Brothers, and over the years he's worked in a number of investment firms. I did some background research into him. There are a whole lot of links between him and organizations run by George Soros. This Trillium Asset Management is a group that their whole idea is this is like a social justice kind of investment management firm, multi-billion-dollar firm. It says that they integrate environmental, social, and governance factors, which means your politics, into the investment process as a way to identify the company's best position for long-term performance. They try to gerrymander the investment market. And because of their concerns over one thing in particular, they are really going after Zuckerberg. And this is it. Zuckerberg, as I reported a handful of days back, is really in hot water because those that were pushing to have him outright censor, ban anyone who denied.
Oh, by the way, Chuck, thank you for subscribing to me from Huntsville, Alabama. Chuck Souls. He has gave us $60 for the ammunition and guns that we're going to need for the invasion of the aliens, if you want to call them that. I call them illegal aliens. All the class matches, chess match, has begun. Who will survive when the dust settles? I think that's why WWE had a pay-per-view called Survivor Series. I really do, because it's the one that stands last. And all these arenas that I created is trying to show you something. I just thought y'all all might want to know that. I don't just make wrestling, characters. I make arenas and belts and stuff like that to let you think, hey, wait a minute. NXT TakeOver, Unstoppable. It makes sense. Unstoppable means we're unstoppable, and they're trying to take us over.
The Holocaust story, or who disagrees with the official narrative, as even though it's constantly changing and being revised, if you don't agree with however it is that Israel says, you're in trouble. And
by the way, thank you for the 2 likes. And by the way, Israel is the one that's starting the fight in the Middle East, and that's why the United States is not jumping in. This is what I found out. Trump said, "Look, you started the war. We got your land and your city the way you wanted it and everything. Now you're on your own." And that's what's happening right now. The United States is getting ready for our catastrophes and our problems with China and Russia and all this, which Russia is with the United States now, which they've never been gone. Excuse me. But you ever heard of frenemies? That's what's happening with Trump and Russia. They're being good friends now, but in the long run, just think about it. He's already slapped everybody else with sanctions, and he's already gave Russia the sanctions. So, I mean, do you think Putin is... He's probably laughing right now, saying, ha, 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 this dude's an idiot. And that's what I think, that's what's happening right now. But you want to say thank you to Putin because he's the one that's been saving your ass with the asteroids that's been coming toward Earth. They've been shooting them down. And that's what y'all are seeing up in the sky. Crazy stuff that looks like aliens and stuff like that. Well, Russia's hitting the asteroids left and right. Yes, it could change. You're right. So, you better hope that Russia keeps on hitting and not missing, because if they miss one asteroid, we're done. But thank you for the 2 likes, everyone.
And so they cannot...
I get more views and more likes after the show, believe it or not.
...countenance that Zuckerberg would take the side of having open dialogue and letting people on Facebook have their opinions. These people want him to make Facebook a place where you cannot disagree with the official story. There must be no place for anti-Semitism. This includes verbal and physical attacks on Jews, as well as the denial of the Holocaust, Justice Minister Katarina Barley said. The latter...
No, you're welcome. Look, I'm here to save y'all. I don't have, like I said, I lost everything. My girl's gone. They've come to my door. They tried to kill me. I told them, go ahead. Make my day. I don't care anymore. They took my job. They took my Medicaid. They took my housing. They took my job, my money, my food, my everything. So, yeah. Balls to the wall. I'm here. They fucked up. They messed with the wrong scorpion.
Is also punishable by us, meaning, well, not just Israel, but we're talking about Germany here, and will be strictly prosecuted. And this goes on to talk about how upset they are, how upset Germany is, that Facebook would permit people to have an opinion and express their opinion that some of the Holocaust story is not...
It wasn't my daughter, it was my girlfriend.
Exactly the way that the powers that be want us to believe it. Zuckerberg had said, I'm Jewish, and there's a set of people who deny the Holocaust happened. I find that deeply offensive, but at the end of the day, I don't believe that our platform should take that down, because I think there are things that different people get wrong. I don't think that they're intentionally getting it wrong. But they can't handle this. The ADL, which censors me and you here on YouTube and elsewhere, challenged Zuckerberg, saying that Holocaust denial is a willful, deliberate, and long-standing deception tactic by anti-Semites that is inconvertibly hateful, hurtful, threatening the Jews. Facebook has a moral and ethical obligation not to allow its dissemination. So that's it. That's what this is about. If you go and look at some of the Jewish publications, Jerusalem Post, Zuckerberg's shameful whitewash of...
It happens, man. Nobody's perfect. I mean, I'm going to go any day, but I love helping people and saving people's life. And some of them comes to me and get massages and stuff. And I really appreciate all of y'all. If it wasn't for y'all, I wouldn't be here. And this is not the way I see America should be. We should be here freedom. And we've let foreigners come in here and take over, and it ain't happening no more. I'm about to shove their money straight up their ass. Some of them has come to me. Get this. You tell me if I care. Some of them has come to me to pay me millions to work with them because I was smart. And I told them to stick it up their ass. I'll die with y'all.
Holocaust denial, whitewashing of anti-Semitism. So Zuckerberg, even though he's a Jew himself, they are not going to listen to him. They call it holohoax and post memes that mock photos of starving, dying Jews who had just been liberated. They start by claiming that the Holocaust was invented by the Rothschilds and then claim a global Jewish conspiracy exists.
Like I said, I appreciate y'all. We need to share, like, put it in a library or whatever you got to do and get the word out, because people needs to know what's going on. I mean, we've been fucked with since 9/11. I'm fed up. I'm fed up with the lies. I'm fed up with them partying with our tax money when the roads needs to be fixed. My Camaro has a freaking hole in the fucking oil pan because of the damn roads. They don't know how to fix nothing. They're a bunch of retarded, stupid son of a bitches that's up in the up north.
Post racist photos depicting Jewish men crushing Europeans, minorities. Then they claim that Israel controls ISIS and that the Jewish people are evil. You know, these are things that it doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. People are entitled to their opinions. I find the opinions of most of the Zionists in Israel toward the Arabs, the Palestinians and other Arabs, to be absolutely satanic and repugnant. The statements by people like Justice Minister Eilat Shaked in Israel, who talks about Palestinian mothers needing to be killed because they if they're allowed to live, they are going to continue to produce more little snakes, talking about Palestinian children. How can you not hear that and think that's evil? And yet Facebook allowed that. But that's not the way these people think. You censor, censor, censor. There, for all the talk about how much the rest of us are a bunch of Nazis, I don't know really that anyone is as fascist as these Zionists are. And it's not just fascism. It's a lot of these isms. Communism, Marxism. They come along and they try and impose by any power they can come up with. Whether it's political power, financial power through influencing advertising and so forth, or in the case of communist Soviet Union, political power and military power to go in and kill people, that to me is outrageous. It just goes on and on and on, from one story to the next, how angry the Jews are at fellow Jew Mark Zuckerberg because he is going to let people have their opinions. Here's someone who posted a petition on change.org, and this is especially troubling. Anti-Zionism is anti-Semitism. That is like saying republicanism is racism. The way that you reason through that is, if you're Republican, then you probably didn't vote for Barack Obama. Barack Obama is black. If you didn't vote for Barack Obama because he's black, that means you're a racist. But that's not why Republicans didn't vote for Barack Obama. They didn't vote for Obama because they disagree with his political ideologies. Likewise, anti-Zionists are opposed to the political philosophies of the political movement of Zionism. We no more hate the Jews by being anti-Zionist than Republicans hate black people because they didn't want to vote for Obama's left-wing policies. But that's, and so this Jean Vercours from Israel, she argues in this petition that that's exactly it, that if you don't agree with the policies of Israel, if you don't agree with their Zionist philosophy, that is the exact same thing as hating Jews themselves and wanting to kill them. That's what she argues through this. I cannot believe that a group that calls for the death of the Jews, your own people for that matter, does not violate Facebook's community standards. Do you realize how dangerous your media has become, allowing the anti-Semites of the world to vomit their hate on Israel? That's not what this is. They can't beat us on the argument of Zionism versus anti-Zionism. They can't beat us on the philosophical debate, the political debate. Dispassionate, sticking to the issues. So what do? They come after us and accuse us of wanting to kill Jewish children. That's because they are weak in their arguments, and that's all they can come up with. Now, this article here came out from Free Beacon. Americans' adversaries are weaponizing information, the director of the NSA warns. And it goes on to say, Army General Paul Nakasone, who heads both NSA and Cyber Command, said in remarks last week that both the military and the nation as a whole are taking steps to counter foreign information warfare and to use information operations against adversaries. Right, so they're saying the NSA is actually taking steps to engage in cyber warfare against adversaries. The article says the Arab Spring uprisings that started in April 2011 were fueled by social media and the internet and led to the unseating of several governments throughout the Middle East and North Africa. So what the head of the NSA says is, we looked at this as an indicator of how powerful a free and open internet can be in the world, and we looked at this from that lens. But I would also say that our adversaries looked at it from a completely different lens, as an existential threat to their existence. Well, that's it. That is the truth. He talks in this article about how important it is to use information warfare to overthrow governments, to force democracy on other governments. You know, because that works so well in Iraq. That has worked so well in Afghanistan, right? Worked great in Vietnam and everywhere else that we've gone in to try and impose a political philosophy on a group of people at the end of a bayonet. It works really great. But the point here is the U.S. government acknowledges that information through social media can be weaponized, and that's exactly what we are witnessing today. Let's keep going. Look at this. Revealed, New York Times targets Kavanaugh's wife looking for abortion, gun, gay, Federalist emails. So what this article is about, and this is covered in a number of articles, Kavanaugh is the man that Donald Trump has nominated for the open Supreme Court seat. So what has happened is that the New York Times and the AP, the Associated Press, was formed by the Rothschilds. You know, that dastardly group we're not allowed to talk about. And the New York Times is a Jewish organization, and I'll show you that in a moment. They are targeting the judge by going after his wife. His wife had served as a local town manager in the village of Chevy Chase, Section 5. So what the New York Times and the Associated Press have done under the Maryland Public Information Act is they've put in a request for emails The AP wants all emails completely, everything that she ever sent while serving as town manager. They want it all. The New York Times, though, they are asking for any emails from Ms. Kavanaugh that contain any of the keywords below, and we've actually got this. It's on script. We can see the request. This is from Steve Eder at the New York Times. They're asking for any of the emails that contain these words: Judge, Brett, husband, Supreme Court, SCOTUS, Trump, Obama, Bush, Clinton, Democrat, Republican, GOP, conservative, liberal, star, abortion, gun, gay, federalist, Leonard Leo, or Fed Dash, I guess that's socialist, I don't know, society. So they are looking not just for anything in general, they're looking for dirt. They're looking for anything that this guy's wife has ever said in an email about things that are sacred cows to the liberals. If she said anything that is against abortion, if she said anything that is pro-gun, anything that may be anti-gay in any way, they're going after that so that they can turn around and use it in the U.S. Senate to go after Kavanaugh himself to say, look, this guy is unfit. His wife has these ideas, and that means he's got these ideas, and so we're not going to vote to confirm him based on that. So this is an attack. This is weaponization of information. Now, New York Times. The paper is owned by the New York Times Company, which is publicly traded but primarily controlled by the Oaks Sulzberger family. The paper's publisher, Arthur Oaks Sulzberger Jr., is the company's chairman, are the fourth and fifth generation. So, Jewish American journalist, Arthur Oaks Sulzberger Jr. So, the New York Times is a Jewish-controlled publication. Let's keep going here. The Wall Street Journal, and we're continuing on with this idea of weaponization of information and the agenda of those about whom we are not allowed to speak. Occupy Wall Street. If we go back to 2012, group of business leaders, including Ben Cohen, Jerry Greenfield, Danny Goldberg, I'm sure you guys can tell these are all Jewish names, are planning to pour substantial funds into the Occupy Wall Street movement in hopes of sustaining the protest and fostering political change. Who else do we know is behind the funding of Occupy Wall Street? Well, there's George Soros, right? Everybody knows this has been well documented. George Soros poured tons and tons and tons of money into Occupy Wall Street. This is confirmed by publication after publication that went after the data, got the financials and everything. Now, why does this matter? Because Occupy Wall Street is still in the news, just by a different name. Occupy ICE is run by Occupy Wall Street. The Washington Times is reporting Occupy Wall Street promotes killing ICE agents. The Twitter account of Occupy Wall Street, which is funded by who? Published a cartoon Monday promoting the murder of immigration and customs enforcement agents. Let's go down and look at what they're actually putting out. This is Occupy Wall Street. This is what Soros, Cohen, all these others are funding. What to do if you encounter an ICE agent? Don't panic. If they try to take your child to the border, pull your child away as quickly as possible by force. Gently tell your child to close his eyes and ears so they won't witness what you're about to do. Grab the ICE agent from behind and push your knife into his chest with an upward thrust, breaking through his sternum. Reach into his chest and pull out his still beating heart. Hold his bloody heart out for all other agents to see and tell them that the same fate awaits them if they F with your child again. That's Occupy Wall Street. That is what is being funded. That's Occupy ICE. They call themselves Occupy ICE. Watch here what these people are doing right now at an ICE camp.
protesters.
Those of you who remember Occupy Wall Street and the mess that the people left, I mean, it was just disgusting. The amount of trash. And I wasn't even paying attention when this clip was rolling. But one of the things that they're having to clean up is a massive amount of human feces that is left all over this camp, this ICE camp. So this is what we're dealing with. Are we okay as Americans with this going on? Are we okay with Occupy ICE and Occupy Wall Street? It's a faction of Occupy Wall Street talking about killing ICE agents. So where am I going with this? It goes back to all of this talk about you've got to stop. Mark Zuckerberg, you've got to stop all of these anti-Semites because they are calling for death. They're calling for violence.
Mm-hmm.
That is absolutely not true. Absolutely not true. The people that are calling for violence are the people who are out there being funded by those who are die-hard Israeli loyalists, people who are Zionists. So do we have a right to object to the political machinations of these people? Or are we all supposed to just keep our mouths shut? Because if we dare oppose something like Occupy ICE, Occupy Wall Street, talking about killing government agents, that makes us an anti-Semite. Well, I'm not gonna be shut up by all of this. And that's why I keep telling you people, you have got to learn how to discuss this issue in a way that does not give the enemy an excuse to call you an anti-Semite in a justifiable way. If you harbor feelings against all Jews, some blanket hatred of all Jews, do us all a favor and keep it to yourself. Not only is that stupid, but it ruins it for the rest of us who are trying to have a principled discussion about the issues. I don't care if someone is Jewish. I care about what their political philosophies are and what they are trying to do. If they are trying to take over my government, if they are trying to take over my ability to interact in the virtual public square of social media, and trying to shut me up so that only their opinions can be heard, but mine cannot, that's what I object to. And that's what we need to deal with, not to just make blanket statements against all Jews, because they will win against that kind of stupidity every single time. And it's just counterproductive. So anyway, Mark Zuckerberg, I don't like him. I don't like the way that he is in bed with these globalists. He's definitely a globalist himself. But is the enemy of my enemy my friend in this case? Well, if he's the one who is trying to defend my ability to talk on social media about subjects and express respectful opinions that may differ from those who are that have opinions that are way different from mine, if he's the one defending that, then yes, I support that. I'm going to stand by him for that purpose. Truth be told, Mark Zuckerberg, having lost $20 billion today and falling from third place down to sixth on the world's most richest people, that probably is going to have an impact on the choices that he makes going forward. And that's why you...
Hey, Amy, he's not just going to fall from third to sixth. He's going to fall in the Pacific Ocean.
got Trillium Asset Management and people like, what's his face? Where'd he go? The Matthew Paskey out there doing what they can do to gerrymander the social makeup of our country. They know that Facebook is powerful. They know it's not good for the cause of Zionism for people to be allowed on Facebook to have that ability to express themselves in a way.
Amy, are you ready for this? And Roy, you can listen too, and others. But are you ready for this? Just saw 3 drones just in. That does not surprise me. But are you ready for this? This is gonna be freaking you out. Did you know they're saying ISIS attacked the U.S. Embassy this morning? It was ISIS. So ICE agents attacked China.
It's contrary to what the Zionists want us to be able to think and say. And once you control what they put.
By the way, thanks for the 4 likes. And how we are ISIS? John McCain gave all the weapons to ISIS. Obama is the CEO of ISIS. Clinton is the one that started the Al Qaeda group, and it turned into ISIS. So yeah, we and now they're using like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Foot Clan look to it, and all you have to do is put a black mask over your head and paint a little bit of that Harvey Weinstein makeup that they used on Obama, and what do you got? Looks just like a Muslim. That's how they did it. That's how they took out the 9/11 buildings. They blamed the Muslims. Our government is that stupid, and we're smarter than the government. Government screwed up, and they're gonna lose. I promise you. If you just knew how many men down here in Georgia training with none other than Jason Aldean. All I got to say is burn it. Burn it, burn it, burn it.
People can say, then you start to get into controlling what people think. Because people are pack animals. We're herd animals. We tend.
Well, I mean, like I just told him, we're sitting here watching a fake court decision they're going to say, oh, okay, y'all going to jail. Yeah, y'all really going to jail, all right. Underneath the United States, where you're going to be safe and we're not. That's what I see happening. I don't know about y'all, but that's what I see happening. I'm not stupid. I mean, there's a lot of people that's stupid out there, but I've learned a lot from ex-CIA Kevin Shipp and ex-NSA Edward Snowden and ex-Navy John Moore. And then you got the Navy SEAL, my stepfather. So, and you got my uncle that passed away with a tumor that gave a big load of their plans. So I'm going to tell you, and my grandfather, World War II, I mean, he said everything's the same way as World War I and World War II. They do this every 60 years. So guess what? How many years has it been since we've had World War II? I think we're closing in on the 60, don't you? Just thought you might want to know that. And they said Jesus was coming in World War II. And they said Jesus was coming in World War I. As we're at 2018, we haven't seen Jesus yet. So I thought you might want to know that. You know, I mean, I try to bring in, well, you know what? We'll see Jesus when we go to heaven. But I'm going to fight for these kids that's being molested. It's not happening anymore. These old people can't even get it up no more. They got to have Viagra.
To form opinions based on what we hear other people expressing. And if nobody out there is expressing opposition to the slaughter of Palestinians and things like that, then, well, it's not going to go too well for support for the Palestinians. Anyway, these are just some thoughts that I had. I do feel strongly about internet censorship because I just know how much of an impact that will have on all of us. If
There you have it. There you have it. You see where I'm talking about, man. Don't take your kid to school. They're about to start a pedophile. Prisoners are coming from what Donald Trump they're doing is trying to save money from prisons. They're letting everybody out of prison to be either a cop, a military, a contractor, or whatever. You see where the chaos is going to come from. The chaos is going to come from prisons. They've had this plan for a long, long time. I mean, this is going to be some Jeffrey Dahmer shit. I mean, or what's that guy? They always said, "Hey, Clarice." There you go. Yeah. I mean, what do you think I'm out here? I'm out here to wake everybody up, get ready. Putin says, keep your guns. If he says keep your guns, you know something big's about to happen. It's on like Donkey Kong. You got that right. Look at what happened in Hurricane Katrina. I mean, guys, it's going to be worse than that this time. It was last year in Harvey. Them people in Harvey, you don't think 150,000 people dead, missing, gone. That's not including our military that came up missing and shot up by drones from the UN in the Middle East. They used our drones to shoot our own men. Where do you think our men's at? They're missing. The UN is taking over. The China's taking over. Russia's taking over. And we're letting it happen. That's the sad part. This is almost, it's over. That video was over. If you just missed what I was saying a while ago, emergency takeover on InfoWars has been banned from Facebook, Amy. And then FEMA has ordered 16,000 guillotines from China and Mexico. They're finally seeing signs, more signs than ever for Yellowstone. This is crazy. What if this happens either tomorrow or Saturday during the red blood moon or the supersonic moon or whatever they want to call it moon? I think we've had so many moons they're using blue beam. I really think that's happening right now, folks. Hungry Man has recalled all the freezer dinners. They're gone. I told you they were running out of food. That's telling you, that's a sign. And then we just had a former Birmingham police officer got arrested and fired. Well, not fired, but arrested for having sex with a former inmate. And then the prison escapees, convicts from Calhoun County, has finally been they finally found them. So it's getting crazy, folks. It's getting crazy. This is what I'm finding out. Prisoners are getting let out by security guards because they're tired of doing the jobs and they're not getting paid enough. Or they're getting paid inside to bring them out of prison. I don't know. All I know, there's a lot of stuff happening. Bunch of pedophiles about to get jobs at schools. Oh, even transvestites. Yes, transvestites about to take over the schools. I'm looking at the news right now. You can see Paul Begley doing some kind of ritual right now on there. He's happy. He's like, yeah, we're gonna die. Y'all gonna die, and I'm not. I'm gonna be underground with the Trumps. Let's see here. I don't see nothing else. The news is really slow right now. Updates on Yellowstone. Breaking news. Ooh, this is interesting. May not hear the whole thing because it's so long. Wow. Hold on. Memphis is popping up with earthquakes. The New Madrid is falling apart at the seams. Is this really happening right now? I'm looking. Just hold on. They're having little, like tremors in Memphis. I've been feeling earthquakes here in Alabama. I'm not gonna lie. Over Jerusalem, which will trigger war in Israel and Gog, Russia with Syria. Then Damascus destroyed, huge earthquakes, volcanoes, floods, crazy. Yep, that's what I said. I said that New Year's Eve. You ever watch the shoot? I'm trying to remember. Golly, people are wanting to message me right now. I don't know. Calm down. Calm down, folks. People messaging me left and right, like, "Hey, what's happening? What's going on? Get on my YouTube channel." I mean, they're not letting me do it on Facebook. Every time I try to do something, they kick me off. And I'm having to do it this way under the radar now. I just hope everybody gets my videos out there. But we're going to this. Updates, Yellowstone, volcano. Wow, this is big. Hold on. Updates, Yellowstone, volcano, eruption. Experts discusses warning signs of eruption of a super volcano, which we got. Manuela could be going up in flames very soon. And the one on the East Coast, if you're in New England, you're about to get blown away. This is crazy, dude. This is the craziest news I've ever seen my entire life. This may be it, guys. This might be war. This is crazy.
We're looking here at a geologic map of Yellowstone National Park, and the different colors represent different geologic units, different rock types, different ages of rocks. You can see that all of the pink units in here, these represent the very youngest lava flows, mostly, that erupted at the Yellowstone volcano. Most of these are between about 160 and 70,000 years old, and we see that they're covering up this area of the park. It turns out this is the Yellowstone caldera. It starts around here and it moves out into the area over here, and it's about 50 miles long. And it formed when this green material erupted. This is called the Lava Creek Tuff, and the age of this unit, it's found here in the light green and the dark green, also to the south. The age is 640,000 years. This was an enormous eruption, and it spread ash over much of the United States, and a similar eruption to that today would certainly be a big deal. But since this time, there have been about 80 different eruptions at Yellowstone. Some of them are very big. This one is the most recent. It's 70,000 years old, and it's called the Pitchstone Plateau lava flow. In fact, the size of it is about the size of Washington, D.C., and it's about 100 yards thick in most places. So this is what we're looking at. We can see volcanic rocks everywhere, evidence that this is a really unusual place. It's a massive volcano. Some of the eruptions from Yellowstone are truly enormous eruptions, some of the largest ones that are known of on Earth. And that includes this green unit here, the Lava Creek Tuff, as well as the purple unit, which is the Huckleberry Ridge Tuff, which is erupted 2.1 million years ago. So these are some of the largest eruptions that we know of on Earth, and because they erupted so much material, on the order of 1,000 cubic kilometers or 250 cubic miles, then they get termed as super eruptions, really big eruptions. And the way that it works, this is kind of new terminology, and super eruptions, if you're a volcano that has exploded and created one of these deposits, then you get called a supervolcano. And that's where the word supervolcano comes from. So you have this magma that's beneath the surface, and when it erupts and comes out, there's no longer support for the ground surface up here. And as a result, the ground surface just caves in, it founders, and it falls in. You're left with what's called a caldera. It's a subsidence or a feature, or a cave-in feature that's caused when it loses its support of the underground magma. As a result, long and maybe even 1,000 or 2,000 or 3,000 feet deep in places. We have this deep magma chamber, and there's a lot of heat. The magma is generally at temperatures like 800 degrees centigrade, or something like 1,300 degrees Fahrenheit. There's a lot of heat. That heat heats up the rock, and that rock then is conductive cooling. There's water down there. That water gets heated up, and so much of the water, and as you go down, it gets hotter and hotter. So that's creates a pressurized system of a boiling aquifer, of boiling groundwater, and that becomes unstable. It can cause earthquakes, and of course it causes famous, the geysers, the fumaroles or steam vents, the hot springs that are so beautiful and contain so many different kinds of life and thermophile bacteria. So that's what makes Yellowstone special, and it's pretty much all due to this underground magma system. So we have these massive eruptions that are really quite rare, and then we have these lava flows that happen more frequently, but still not. The last one was 70,000 years ago. But this would be a really big event if it happened again within the park. It might cause forest fires, it might dam up rivers, and it would cause a lot of commotion and anxiety within Yellowstone, but it would have very little long range effect. It wouldn't affect people in states that are hundreds of miles away, certainly. We have other big events that occur at Yellowstone. For example, earthquakes. In 1959, there was a magnitude 7.5 that occurred out near Hebgen Lake, caused a lot of damage in the park, and also caused a lot of changes to the thermal areas within Yellowstone. The Teton Fault is on the border of the Teton Mountains, south of the park. And beyond that, we have the hydrothermal explosions, or steam explosions, when the groundwater system becomes too pressurized and erupts during some sort of perhaps an earthquake or due to a change in lake level. And what happens is you get the groundwater system can form really large holes in the ground, sometimes hundreds of feet across. This is a turbid lake right here, Indian Pond, and Mary Bay. All of these were created in the last 15,000 years by explosions of the hydrothermal system.
You know what I just thought about?
Did you know that you could go?
I thought about this.
In this case, no magma.
I thought about what he just said earlier on that it's 5,000 years, then China's going to take over, while the West is having their war in the Middle East. Uh, I believe we're not going to have nobody here, guys. I think that's what they're trying to say. Our military is going to be occupied somewhere else. And I think that's how this is going to happen. I just hope our military is listening to our videos and our stuff of what's happening right now.
Is erupted, and they're fairly localized events in terms of their damage, but they're still definitely relevant for what's going on at Yellowstone and need to be watched. Almost every year, somewhere in Yellowstone, there is a small hydrothermal explosion. Sometimes they might only be a couple feet across, but we find evidence for them. Sometimes we see a little bit of smoke coming out or fumes coming out in a place we didn't expect it. In many cases, we actually we have no way of predicting these explosions, especially the smaller ones, but we hope that as time goes by, we'll be able to be able to have some predictive capabilities for these explosions. I'm Jake Lowenstern. I work for the U.S. Geological Survey, and I'm the scientist in charge of the Yellowstone Volcano Observatory. Today, we're going to talk about some of the eruptions that occur at Yellowstone, have occurred in the past, how big they get, how we know when they might be coming, what we need to worry about, what we don't need to worry about. This green deposit, the Lava Creek Tuff. There were three of these really large eruptions. There's the Lava Creek Tuff, then there's the Huckleberry Ridge Tuff that's 2.1 million years ago, and then you can just make out down here, this is the Mesa Falls Tuff, and it erupted 1.3 million years ago. It was a bit smaller than the other two eruptions. Since the eruption of the Lava Creek Tuff 640,000 years ago, we've had a lot of eruptions. Many of them are these really large lava flows. The most recent lava flow was down here on the Pitchstone Plateau 70,000 years ago, and it's a really enormous eruptive unit. These are big eruptions, but they're just within Yellowstone, and they don't appear to be highly explosive. Besides that, we have a number of smaller eruptions that are similar in composition. These are rhyolite lava flows. They're really sticky and gooey and don't move very far from their source. And these are here outside the caldera and then out in the area to the east as well.
You're welcome. Anytime. I'm trying. I'm running out of time though. I really feel like we're about to lose the internet, folks. And when I do, it was been a pleasure.
One of the reasons that we know that Yellowstone still has an active magma system, other than the fact that there's so much heat coming out, is the fact that we never see these basalt lavas actually making it out of the caldera. And that's because it's denser than the rhyolite. It can't penetrate through this very viscous, sticky, and less dense material. And as a result, it just ponds beneath the rhyolite magma chamber, and it loses its heat to the rhyolite. When you're outside the caldera, the rocks are cooler, and there isn't any rhyolite, and the basalt can just create cracks and come up and make it to the...
I'm very sorry that I can't get the stories. They're deleting some of my stuff that I've been saving, guys. I don't know how to explain it. I feel like I'm watching Mind Freaks, and Chris Angel is making everything disappear.
Surface. But when you see people claiming it's overdue, usually the numbers they come up with, they say that the last eruption was 640,000 years ago, but that it erupts every 600,000 years, and so therefore it's 40,000 years overdue. But in fact, if you average the eruption intervals, there's 2.1 million to 1.3 million, and then there was another eruption 640,000 years ago, and you average those numbers, you come up with something that's over 700,000 years. And so in reality, even if you tried to make this argument, it wouldn't be overdue over 70,000 years or so. But the other thing that is important to realize is that when anybody does
statistics based on 2 eruptive intervals, they're just kind of playing game.
Any former military that's watching tonight, I want you to do me a favor. Put a bullet in George Soros' head for me, please. Because if I was not hurting and I wouldn't be injured and everything, I would have got my first flight to the fucking Europe and I would have blown his head off already.
It's because we don't know. There's no clock down there. The magma is going to erupt when it wants to erupt. There's been a lot of things that have happened over the last 600,000 years that might indicate there's less likely of an eruption. For example, about 500 or 600 cubic kilometers or a couple hundred cubic miles of magma was erupted just in the last 150,000 years. So you might think that that would slow the clock down in terms of the next eruption. The last piece of evidence we have in terms of the next eruption at Yellowstone is that when scientists or seismologists do tomography, when they like a CAT scan on a human being, you do a tomographic image using seismic waves. And when they try to image the magma chamber, generally they find that the magma that's down there...
Yeah, they're going to blame Russia. They're blaming Russia because they're fed up with the file shit. And our Americans are sitting there doing nothing, putting their finger up their ass. Too worried about sex, or too worried about drugs, or too worried about beating women, or too worried about the women, too worried about their damn makeup on Facebook. I got news for you, ladies. Your fucking Facebook is about to go in the fucking water. And I'm sorry, but I'm fed up. I'm fed up with the cowards. I'm fed up with the stupid shit that's happening right now. You would be too. Just wait. They're going to take everything you have away, and then you're going to fight. If you don't fight, they're going to kill you. You decide which one you want to do. I think I would fight and die at the same time.
Is not wholly molten. There may be molten bodies down there that are on the order of 100 or 200 cubic kilometers, but they don't see this...
Yeah, but you don't understand. They're getting all the Americans to fight against each other when we need to be fighting them. That's what pisses me off. That's what pisses me off. These NASCAR online drivers, pathetic. They're pathetic. We have Marines militia down here, Gene Flack and Trustful, getting ready to blow their heads off. They fucked with the wrong hombres. They fucked with the wrong people. They fucked with the Mexicans. They fucked with the Russians. They fucked with Black Panthers. They fucked with the black people. They fucked with the white people. They're dead meat. And I'm going to tell you right now, Trump and their stupid administration and their NWO and everything, they're going to fall just like the 9/11 buildings did. You know why I did this? Because they took everything from all of us. After the coal mines and the steel industry went down, I knew we were in fucking trouble. Because when you lose that many jobs, from Walmart to Toys R Us to all of them jobs, what do you got? They're fighting over us when we need to be fighting them. Y'all are letting them win. If you don't share these videos, you're going to be outnumbered. From Chinese to robots. They're coming, guys. Like the Terminator.
Massive magma chamber that's all molten material. So we don't expect that there's enough liquid magma down there to produce one of these immense eruptions as it happened in the geologic past at Yellowstone. Having said that, we don't know everything. It's possible it will erupt. It's possible it'll have small lava flows. It's possible, but not very likely, that it'll have another massive eruption. Ultimately, this is stuff that's happening 4 or 5 miles beneath us. But everything we know seems to indicate that nothing right now is truly unusual. The kinds of activity we see at Yellowstone is the kind that's been going on for the last 100 years, and from our geologic evidence has gone on for thousands of years before then. Well, occasionally we get swarms of earthquakes, and some of these swarms can be quite intense. We had one here in 2009 and the end of 2008 that was almost 1,000 earthquakes, and there were many of them that were above magnitude 3. Some of them were felt in the northern part of the lake, but that's pretty much all that happened. We had no evidence.
There are 2 ways to protect your engine. The hard way.
That there were.
You know, the funny thing is, them earthquakes happened right when Obama came in office. That's weird, ain't it? But the earthquakes are getting worse and worse and worse. Like Obama is about to take over the White House. If you not noticed, everything was calm for a while, and then it just got wicked worse. Like last year, around the time that Trump was coming into office, everything was calming down after he won the election. And then after, and now I noticed this, after he met with George Soros, shit just started hitting the fan. Have y'all not noticed? Y'all noticed that? It's like every time George Soros touches anything, it goes to hell. Just saying. I just want y'all to know that George Soros is your president.
Any explosions that were occurring. The caldera had been moving up for a period of years, for about 4 years, and the caldera had moved up about this distance over a very broad area. But we didn't see any change that was occurring when the swarm was happening. And so we didn't really see any of the other indicators that would make us really think that something bigger was about to happen in terms of...
Okay, we've had 16 volcanoes erupt. Okay? 16. What does that tell you, folks? What does that tell you? Ain't that trouble? 16 volcanoes has erupted this year. That tells you something's coming. That tells you that this volcano is about to erupt. And Mount St. Helen is about to erupt. I forgot to tell you about that one. I told you that in the video earlier, a little short view of it, but good grief. If all these volcanoes erupt, you better button up, Buttercup, because you're going to freeze your ass off. Because if ash goes and covers up the earth, we're going to have an ice age. It won't be a mini one either. It'll be for 2 years. Yeah, it's gonna be a. Okay, I'll say this. It's gonna be worse than Hurricane Andrew, Hurricane Katrina, the Iraq War, Desert Storm, and it's gonna be worse than Katrina and the earthquake and the tornadoes that hit in 2011. That's how bad it's gonna be. And these nor'easters, whew, guys, they got a train coming of hurricanes. I'm telling you right now. Oh, by the way, I just talked to one of my advisors last night. Las Vegas, they're trying to make a F6 to happen. F6 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Who's ever heard of that? Hey Lisa, thanks for joining. I appreciate that. Mountain Mama, I remember that one. That's a good one. I'm very emotional, folks. Yeah, that's a mega tornado. We had an F6, believe it or not, recorded in Tuscaloosa in 1998. It hit Tuscaloosa, Oak Grove, Hueytown, and Jerry Tracy. That's when I was chasing storms in Birmingham for WBTM Channel 13. And I just graduated, just got out of school 1 year later. It was a beautiful day, guys. Very, very like a summer day. It was spring. It was April. And they recorded a F6. So it can be an F6, folks. I've seen an F6 before. And they're calling a Cat 6. They're trying to make a Cat 6, Cat 7 this year in hurricanes. So, guys, just be ready. But I'm out of here. I am done for the night. I have been working my rear end off for y'all. 3 videos y'all can go check out and share and library, do the library thing for me. And for Melody Clark, good grief, she's got over 75 videos she saved up for me, for y'all. And I will send y'all the whole link. I think I sent it to Mountain Mama. And I hope y'all enjoyed the tournament. That is some of my game designs. The arenas are all the ones that I created. And I will be back tomorrow for the One Tough Customer NASCAR season and the Evolution Women's Championship. But if I see anything come up in the middle of the night, and if I can get on Facebook Live, I will. But you do know what's happened, guys. Alex Jones has been terminated on Facebook. I love you all. God bless. I told you it was coming, guys. That's why I'm under the radar in gaming. Let everybody know where I'm at. I love you all. God bless, and thank you for subscribing, liking, and sharing. I'm not getting paid. I'm just doing this because I love all of y'all, and this is freedom.